Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Companion, starring Jack Quaid as a sick dude who kidnaps a woman and horrible things happen. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 15. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Apparently it starts out very nice. She meets Jack at a party, but then something goes wrong. I guess he takes her to his pad where he has a dungeon and makes women do horrible things like that. He threatens her and does horrible thing because she's his companion and she'll have to do whatever he says throughout the movie until she turns the tables on him at the end. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of these movies, as you know. They remind me a lot of the same kind of movies that involve taking a child's toy or a song or a concept and turning it evil. This is very similar. It's like they have an old song, an old romantic song, and then they turned it evil, right? It turns out he's not a romantic guy who's looking to bring her to dinner and give her a nice time. He's actually doing horrible things. So first act, they meet. He seems great, but then at some point, I don't know, he throws her down the basement or something like that, and it all gets very dark very quickly. Second act, it's all about him and his psychosis, trying to make her do certain things. She resists at first. He tries to break her down. Various people die along the way. And then, it sort of keeps heightening, right? It starts out very small, and by the end of it, it's like she's escaping and like having to kill people to try to get away, and then she gets caught back anyway, and then finally there's a final confrontation with Jack and the girl where the girl wins. I would hope she would win. I mean, movie would be depressing as F if she ends up dying at the end. So Sophie Thatcher is the woman's name. Let's see what the write-up says in the IMDb. This is coming out next year. No plot listed. Drew Hancock is the writer and director. Rupert Friend. Oh, that name sounds super familiar. Do I know that guy? I might know him. So it's not like it's a poorly made movie. It looks well shot. Sounds nice. Got a good song. Got somebody who's sort of got a name. Jack Quaid. Son of one of the Quaids. But it's kind of like the same thing, right? Just repackaged. You know. It's just how crazy and sick is this going to get before she turns the tables on? Are we learning anything? Are we getting anything new out of this? I don't know. I would think not. 20, 30, 40, even 50 years ago, if they made this kind of movie, it wouldn't focus on the various horrible things. It would focus more on the characters because they couldn't show a lot of graphic nudity or, well, some nudity, more nudity than today. But they couldn't show a lot of graphic scenes. And so they would concentrate a little more on the characters. Sometimes they didn't. Sometimes they would just have a bunch of nonsense dialogue before the big scenes. But it was a formula that tended to favor dialogue and character development because you couldn't show too much on the screen or else you might get a X-rated rating, or maybe you didn't want an R-rated rating, maybe you just didn't want it to be that dark. Now, how far can you go? I mean, pretty far in the R rating before you get to X level of rating, and you probably won't even see any nudity in this. So, what is the point of these movies if you're not going to develop the characters? Like, really develop them. So Jack Quaid kidnaps women and makes them do things. Why? Why not delve into that? Why not give us, your best argument for a very sick person? Because that's interesting. Even if it's, not particularly something you agree with. I don't think you would. But at least if you attempt to give Jack, some kind of depth, maybe you go, at first you might be a little sympathetic towards him until later when he gets very dark and you realize, oh God, no. But that's the kind of character you want. You want some sort of nuance. Maybe he was a good guy once and he's come to this due to reasons that aren't particularly his fault. Again, he would be the villain. Let me make that clear. I'm just saying there doesn't seem to be much nuance in these movies. And that's why, to me, they're very boring. It's just going to be the moment she realizes she's trapped and Jack is a total psychopath. And then the next moment when she turns the tables on him. And in between, there's going to be a lot of torturous nonsense that I'm not particularly interested in. So, it's called Companion. Probably comes out in the January, February area. Definitely 2025. I probably wouldn't see it. Nah. At best, I'd check it out on streaming if I heard it was good. Again, it doesn't look poorly made. And it is from the guys who have done Barbarian and a few other decent movies. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's maybe it does go into his character a bit and makes it more interesting. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on the green site, the orange site, and the black site for more of our videos, more of our spicier videos that we can't play on YouTube. I am going to Atlantic City today, not to gamble, but of course to talk about the Jersey Devil. I'll be at the Richmond branch of the Atlantic City Library at 5:30 p.m. for my talk, and then at 9 o'clock tonight, I'll be on the American Werewolf podcast live, so you can ask me questions. Then on Thursday, tomorrow, I'll be at the Franklin Township Library. I believe that's 6:30 p.m. Then Friday, D. Mateo Winery in Hamilton, New Jersey, 6 p.m. Then Saturday, the Collingswood Book Fest, 10 to 4, big day. And then Lucille's on Sunday from 10 to 2. Hope to see you there. We'll see you in the next one.